Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and yes, this is an M53 M55. It's the Tier 9 American SPG, and this battle is on the north spawn of Lakeville, and it's a Lakeville encounter battle. Yep, that's the one where everybody heads to the town and leaves the valley completely vacant, apart from those few who actually ignore the meta. Okay. And our player has not come alive yet. Nope, his barrel's still down. This is an M55, by the way. That's an 8-inch howitzer. If it was the M53, the barrel would be a lot longer and thinner. Okay, he's come alive at last. He is aware. Okay, he's moving into position. Okay, there's a couple of targets on the Lakeville road. It's Renfi who's actually the commander of this M55. Actually, I'm looking at that and thinking, is that the M55? Oh, he's fired one round in straight away at the Yag Tiger at the other end. And he's got a nice hit there. I think that was a splash actually for 128. Okay, he's reloading. No, I think this is the M55 because the M53 has got a much faster reload. It's only 155mm gun, so it's not like the 8-inch howitzer. Right, the enemy's capping. It's normally a bit of a mistake because the first one to go in and cap normally is the one that ends up in trouble, because then they start getting their tanks whittled down while they're in the cap. Okay, he's fired around in that gorilla, but he's hit the building instead and completely demolished it, well, taken out the roof. That's, I think, this one development I'd like Wargaming to bring in sometime, that Arty can actually take out an entire building and actually demolish it, you know, take it out from the battlefield so it just turns into a heap of rubble, and literally bury a tank that's behind the house in rubble. That might be quite good fun. Okay, we've got a 113. It's come around the corner. And it looked like he was tracked there for a split second. Being circled. They're doing a circle of death, but around each other. And unfortunately, that IS-5 is coming up behind them. So I think Renfi's teammate needs to get out of there quick, or actually he's got some help arriving in the form of an IS-4. There's a lot of enemy down there. This is turning into a right ding-dong little battle. Now, if Renfi can put around it, he might be able to help out, but it's firing over the edge of those houses, which is really difficult to do. And, yep, that IS-4 is in a very, very defensive now. He's backing away slowly, bit by bit. The enemy's in the cap. Can't see them. There's an AMX 1390 there at the edge of the cap. Oh, and he takes that AMX 1390 out completely, Renfi. 464 hit points. That's a good shot. There's still two enemies in the cap. We can see it's a Gorilla 15 and a KV4. Oh, no, they've all moved out of the cap. Oh, there's the Batchat 12-ton. He's moving into the cap. Oh, 3 in the cap now. So there's 3 in the cap. A Gorilla 15, a Batchat 12T, and Renfi's repositioning as we're looking. He's actually moving the M55 slightly to one side to get a better angle. He's going after that Gorilla, the Batchat 12-ton, and the IS-5. He's dialing in the aim on the Gorilla 15. Oh my god, he's taken out all 3! He took out the Gorilla, the IS-5, and the Batchat 12-ton with one shot. That's a Bombardier, but it's a rare triple. He's taken out 3 tanks in the cap simultaneously. In fact, actually, the rest of the team are laughing their heads off at this one. They're saying, good game, Arty. I don't think they would have believed that it's possible that you actually do get those, but they do happen. Especially when you've got an 8-inch howitzer, because it can really devastate the enemy. The splash is huge. That Yag Tiger's in a very dangerous position, and he's been hit for 544 and 2 critical hits. Right, that KV-4 is in a very, very sticky position as well, because he's sitting in the open there, and Renfi can see him, and he's reloading it as fast as he can. And of course, the moment that he's able to, he will put a round into that KV-4 and try and end him. And if he can, he gets the Langlades. That's 4 kills in the cap. It's almost loaded. He's repositioning himself right now, waiting for the loading to complete. He's completed. He's dialed in, rounds out, and it's a kill shot. He's got the Langlades. 4 kills in the cap whilst capping. That's a very rare medal, and the enemy's now down to just 4 tanks on their team against 10 on Renfi's team. So Renfi's done a fantastic job, and most of the enemy tanks are still in their spawn area. They defended the valley, whilst the enemy tanks that went to the town have been annihilated. So that's it. I think that Jagdpanther's trying to make it round, but of course there's a lot of enemy in the way, and I think that E50 is probably not going to last very long as well. Renfi's turning to aim at him. Which one is he going for first? I think he ought to go for the E50. It's the more dangerous opponent. But note the hill's in the way. He can't hit. He's moved too far. He's moved too far west. He's having to relocate as we watch. He's watching what the enemy are doing, but he's actually moving as quickly as he can east. If you're a well-practiced player, you can do this. You can look without actually looking where your vehicle is going, just so long as you don't go over any rocks and turn over. Of course, that's not very likely with an E55, an M55. He's dialing in on the E50. Rounds out. Or he splashes it for 244 and stuns it. That's the important thing. He stunned it. And that's going to enable his team to kill it. And they have killed it. So now it's just the T-54. And that's the last remaining enemy. And he's been taken out. He was killed by the VK-100-01P. So they won the battle. So, and no small part down to Renfi and the M53, M55. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's a second-class tanker for Renfi and the M53, M55. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 11 in that one. And he picked up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5. But the one that he got that's really good is an epic medal. He got the Langlades. Now, you only get this if you manage to kill at least 4 tanks that were capping at the time in the cap. They don't have to be capping simultaneously. You can do them one after the other. But so long as you kill 4 enemies in the cap whilst capping, that's a Langlades. And it's a rare medal because not everyone gets one of these. And of course, he picked up a Bombardier because he managed to get the Langlades by taking out 3 enemies simultaneously. And I got a round of applause from the rest of his team for doing that, which is quite astounding. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he didn't get the highest amount of damage. He came 3rd with 2,060. He was beaten by the M48 A5 pattern. He did get the highest number of kills though, with 5. And he got the second highest XP, base XP of 880. On the detailed report, he fired only 8 rounds. Only 8. He got 3 direct hits, 3 penetrations, 6 splash, did damage of 2,060 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 7 of the enemy, but killed 5 of them. He also did stun assistance damage of 1,274 of 4 stuns, and managed to stop 9 or managed to get 9 defense points of the cap. On a premium account, he earned 37,473 credits, but his ammunition resupply was quite high, so he actually took away a deficit of 8,137 credits. He received XP of 1,320, but there were no multipliers, so that's all he took away. But that was a bit of magic, and he said 1 HND magic. It was a bit of magic to see 4 tanks taken out in the cap, so well done, especially on your triple Bombardier, because I know how only too rare they are. So if you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.